Alright, hello YouTube, how you guys doing? So today we're looking at the Real Shoot mod by Stupid Chris, who is a forum moderator over at the KSP forums. And some of you may remember, I reviewed this mod probably almost a year and a half, 2 years ago, something like that for him, when he first released it. Now, that was back in version, probably 0.20, something like that, I'm guessing. I don't know what version it was, honestly, but point is, a lot of things have been changed since then. And also, the other day, I wanted to go back and read the comments on that video. And not gonna lie, there were a few nice comments on there, and it only had about a 50% like to dislike ratio. Well, I don't like that, so I thought I'd go back and retry it. And also, as I said, the mod's been updated a ton, and a lot of new stuff on it. So essentially, this right here is your just typical main parachute. And you can change the material, and each material's got a different drag coefficient, and your drag coefficient will change how well it slows you down, basically. What we need to focus on, though, is your pre-deployment altitude, your deployment altitude, and your deployment speed. Those right there are your big numbers. So your pre-deployment altitude is like when it's going to start to deploy. Your deployment altitude is where the main part of the chute is going to expand and slow you down. That's where, you know, most KSP ships that come in fast experience that G-shock, like hitting a brick wall, and it tears them apart. Well, that's where your deployment speed comes into play. It will change how fast you, how fast that chute fully opens and expands. Now, you've got your regular main parachute in cone form, you got it in radial form, and you got it in a stack form. Also, here you got a double chute. Go here to your action groups and click on the parachute. Oh, I got something in my throat and I can't get it out. No penis jokes, or I swear to God. Anyway, here you can change a lot of things, like your target planet. So if you want to go to Eve, for example, you can change your thingy to match Eve's atmosphere better. You can change your part size without the tweak tool mod. Now, with the tweak tool mod, or tweak scale mod, whatever it's called, you can change, but this also is available in the mod itself. Your texture, as you can see, we got a white tip on this one. You can change it to green for a drag chute. Now, this case texture here does not affect the way the chute actually works. It's just a look to it. Your drogue and your main chute. Now, in case you guys don't know, your main chute, you know what that is. Your drogue chute basically is good for if you have, like, for example, deadly reentry installed, because it will deploy high in the altitude and not burn up as easily as your main parachute will, and it'll slow you down enough so your main parachute can deploy to bring you in. Your drag chute, well, I'll explain that over in the airplane hangar in a little bit. And your combo, which we have here, is basically having a drag and a main, or not a drag, a drogue and a main chute together in one part. Now, yeah, you can change that, but anyway. Your chute texture, you can change what the chute will look like when it comes out. The chute model, if you want like a single parachute or the triple Apollo style, for example. Your material, here's your nylon, which is, let's see here, more solid than silk. This should land your tin cans in one piece. It's got a drag coefficient of 1, and your Kevlar is a heavier material, but look at this, your drag coefficient goes up. Silk is the lightest, but your drag coefficient goes down, so it's going to slow you down less. So it all depends on what you want to change. That's all for your drogue chute in the combo pack. Now you can change your deployment time or your spare chutes, all that good stuff here. And then here's your main chute, and you can change the look of it, and also the wanted touchdown speed. Now I'm not going to save any of those because I want to leave it the stock way, and I'm going to go ahead and launch this and demonstrate to you guys really how this works. So I'll be back once our SRB burns out in the upper atmosphere of Kerbin. Okay guys, we're back here. Our spacecraft just ran out of solid rocket booster fuel, and we're now drifting vertically. Now, one thing about the Real Shoot mod is, for example, you can't deploy right now, and I'll show you guys what happens if you do. Let's press spacebar. Deployment awaiting negative vertical velocity. So basically, the real chutes won't deploy if your aircraft is, well, if your spacecraft is still going up in the atmosphere. So that can be handy for, you know, accidental deployment. Also, watch this. Let's go ahead and speed up a little bit more to get past the vertical velocity, which should just take just a second more. And that is Here we go. Here we go. Hold on. There it is. Parachute deployment failed. Reason too high. Now, if you guys looked at the info earlier, it's, where's it at? Secondary chute. Wait, that's the wrong one. We want the main one in this case. No, we want actually the secondary chute. Yeah. Your pre-deployment altitude is 30 kilometers up. Our current altitude is 34.6. So you got to look at stuff like that. But you see how the staging is set up here? It's now in the same stage. Well, wait until we get below 30 kilometers. Now, or you can just go ahead and hit arm parachute, and it will deploy whenever it hits that mark. But if you don't like doing it that way, once you're below that mark, just hit spacebar again and stage it again, and it'll work fine. Just as if it was in a brand new staging box thing. Now, in the info, let me go ahead and reduce time warp so you guys have time to read this. Let's see here. Our secondary chute. Deployment altitude 2,500 meters. So it's gonna fully deploy its drag capabilities at 1,000 meters. Now, also the thing is though, that's sorry, not 1,000 meters. That's the auto cut altitude. It'll fully deploy at 2,500 meters. It'll cut at 1,000 meters. It's gonna pop off. Now, our main parachute up here will deploy at 900 meters, and you can change all this. You can change if it's pressure based or altitude based, change all the variables around here. So yeah, it's all adjustable, and it will fully deploy at 700 meters. So it's going to go ahead and time warp down until we get down to 1,000 meters, so you guys can see what exactly I'm talking about on how it's going to auto cut off, and the main one then take over. So there's the full deployment of it, which brought us down to about 36 meters per second. And it just cut off. And there's the main parachute coming out. And this is what I meant by the whole triple parachute, like Apollo style earlier. I love the way it looks. I think it's fucking beautiful. Anyway, yeah. So as you can see, I just brought us down like that. Now, I want to go over to the spaceplane hangar, because that right there is where the next important thing is. That's where we're going to demonstrate drag chutes to you guys. So we shall be right back. Okay, guys, back here with the Raven Spear Mark III. Now, I attached a real chute stack parachute. And we're going to go into the editor here, and we're going to put it to a drag texture, which is green. We're going to put it to and I'll leave it a main chute texture. The chute model is going to be a single chute. The material, I want to change that to silk. Oh shit, I didn't hit. Okay, choose material. Must go down to deploy, deployment ground contact, deployment timer, blah 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 blah. Where is the button I'm looking for? Oh shit. Here it is. We want a drag chute this time. Now, if you guys have ever watched the space shuttle come in for a landing, one thing about it, it always has a little parachute pop out in the back to help slow it down so it doesn't go running off the end of the runway. Also, the famous SR-71 Blackbird, which was a American spy plane back in the late Cold War era, and it was just retired, I believe, in the 90s, actually. Beautiful aircraft. I'm a big fanboy of it. I'm not gonna lie. But anyway, it did the same thing, because it would come in for landing so fast that it couldn't slow down in time to actually stop on runways. So they had these little parachutes in the back, and that's what Stupid Chris has modeled for KSP, which back when I was really big into SSTOs, which was my earlier days of KSP, I could always use those, but at the time they were never around. But now we've got that chance. So, and also this is stock aerodynamics, by the way. There's no FAR or anything installed. Now I'm not going to go for the runway. I'm just going to put this thing in the dirt, just because flying in KSP is not my strong suit. But with the 1.0 update right around the corner, we have been promised getting a complete aerodynamic overhaul, and apparently Harvester, the main dev, has already got that almost done according to the dev notes, which were released today. Actually, today's like March 10th or 11th, I think, something like that. Just in case y'all were wondering. Anyway, back to this chute. Okay, I think we're coming in for a landing, and I'm gonna go ahead and cut the engine now and watch our shadows. I want to like kiss the ground, like any type of landing. You want to kiss. Press the spacebar, which will deploy it, and look at that. That's the goal of that thing. To look at our speed. Our speed is dropping so fast. Now let's go ahead and throttle back up. And now we're going to fight it. We're going to fight that chute. I mean, you can imagine right now we're not gaining speed as fast as we normally would because that thing right there is really trying to hold us back, and it's doing a damn fine job. We're barely getting past 10 meters per second. Because that chute's job is to slow this fucker down on the ground. And it does it. If you got a big old space shuttle, which I know several players who build very large space shuttles and SSTOs and stuff, it can be very handy to have this when you're coming in for a landing. Because you don't always have, flat ground like we do right here. You're not always going to hit the runway. You might have a very small strip of land that is only semi-flat, and you need to stop at, aircraft on a dime if you want to save it. So that's what this thing enables you to do. So really, this is a great mod. I really recommend it, especially if you like flying planes, or if you're trying to fly more realistic space missions. On reentry, if you have deadly reentry installed, it's amazing. It'll save you so much, so much heartache. Also, one thing I forgot to mention earlier, and that is right here. You can change if you have the drag chute set. You can try to adjust this for your planned landing speed if you know what you're going to come in at. So if you got a plane and you know what its landing speed is, you can change that, and it'll help adjust the drag coefficient and all that stuff for it. Your wanted deceleration speed, so how fast you want to slow down, and how many parachutes you're going to have on this thing. So you can change all that right there in the editor. This editor is really powerful for being an in-game editor, honestly. It's really cool. But anyway, guys, that's it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed this mod review. I hope Stupid Chris, which is not stupid at all, enjoyed this mod review and keeps it up on his forum post. And yeah, I will see you all next time.